This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
Today, we're discussing the latest movie from the 2025 Fall Into Love lineup, Home Turf, which originally aired on Saturday, October 4th. We'd love for you to come follow us on Instagram. Join the rapidly growing community over there. We're Girls Gone Hallmark.
Hey, we have a Facebook group if you are looking to join and talk about all the new movies or what's upcoming with Countdown to Christmas. We'd love to have you there. We are Girls Gone Hallmark in Facebook groups.
As we've discussed, if you're new to the podcast, we do have other projects outside of Girls Gone Hallmark, and we'd like to point you to our Patreon, which is where we produce 4 bonus podcast episodes every month. And this week, just dropped yesterday, our Pop Culture Club episode. That's where we talk everything we're watching, reading, and listening to. I had a new podcast I was super excited about and a new book that I just finished and that I put in the unputdownable category. So give that episode a listen. You can find it at patreon.com/Megan and Wendy, and it is linked in our show notes. Let's talk Home Turf with a synopsis.
Cassidy is the president of a small college whose life is thrown for a loop when freshmen on the football team move into her home. Can Logan, the handsome coach, help smooth things over?
Home Turf is directed by Hallmark favorite McLean Nelson, marking his 18th time in the director's chair. And he's not done yet. Nelson is also calling the shots on next week's premiere, Haul Out the Halloween.
Are you excited for that movie?
So excited.
Are you?
Yeah, I love the Haul Out the movies, and
I know you do, but you don't love Halloween, so.
No, but I'm okay with observing Halloween. It's not going to be scary Halloween.
No, I know.
I don't like putting on a costume.
Okay. Well, I would be concerned if you were putting on a costume and watching this movie.
As you should be.
Okay. The script for Home Turf comes from longtime writing duo Greg Rossin and Brian Sawyer. Hallmark fans will recognize their names from favorites like 3-Bed, 2-Bath, 1 Ghost, The Santa Stakeout, The Perfect Catch, and dozens more.
Nikki DeLoach plays Cassidy. This movie marks Nikki's 76th acting credit. She will star in the upcoming A Grand Ole Opry Christmas, as well as 2 more True Justice mysteries likely to premiere in 2026.
Warren Christie plays Coach Logan. Warren has 70 acting credits and last appeared on Hallmark opposite Nikki in last year's Our Holiday Story. Warren will star in the upcoming A Royal Montana Christmas, which kicks off the 2025 Countdown to Christmas season. Also noteworthy, Warren will play John Edwards in the forthcoming reboot of Little House on the Prairie coming soon to Netflix. Did you know anything about this series?
Nothing.
Me neither, until I was like digging in. I was like, I might be interested in watching that.
Were you an original Little House on the Prairie watcher?
I did enjoy it, yes. I mean, I couldn't tell you anything about it now. I just remember watching it kind of like in reruns, I think.
Sure, yes.
I just remember like when Sister Mary went blind.
Yes.
I remember that, you know. And I think like the mom got attacked one time. I think I remember that. I don't know. Yeah, I liked Little House on the Prairie.
I mean,
I would definitely watch a reboot.
Me too. Timothy Threlthall plays donor Leo Farnsworth. According to IMDb, this is his one and only acting credit.
Are you surprised by that?
Yes.
Me too.
He looked familiar.
I thought so too. And then I'm putting the notes together. I was like, wait, he has nothing. There's not one thing. This is it.
That's bizarre. They must have miscredited him, don't you think?
Something is not right.
Well, is this him? I'm going to text you. Tell me if you think this is him. This person that I'm looking at with the same name, he is a professor at BYU, and he was the artistic director of the Seattle Civic Light Opera before coming to BYU. So I wonder, was he somehow partnering with
I see what you're putting down. That's interesting. Yes, I absolutely think this is him.
Yeah. He's a BYU professor.
That is bizarre.
Yes. Very interesting.
But he teaches at BYU. He teaches
Yeah.
in the theater and media arts department.
I don't know. I don't know how the connection was made, but you can see that there is a connection.
Yeah, for sure. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Jess Del Vizzo plays Zoe. Jess has just 10 acting credits, but did appear in both sister swap movies back in 2021.
Laith Walschlager plays Teddy. Fun fact, this isn't his first football movie. He appeared as Rob Gronkowski in 3 episodes of a series called American Sports Story.
Louis Bokeh plays Nick. He has 15 acting credits and 10 upcoming projects. This was his first time on Hallmark.
Home Turf was filmed in Utah during the first part of 2025.
I would just want to add here for a second. There were a lot of people in this cast.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't include everybody. I just kind of included the ones who had like bigger roles than the other ones. So
we're going to take a quick break and come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of Home Turf?
Well, did Oat Milk sponsor this movie? Because if not, somebody at Hallmark missed a great opportunity.
They were using that Kirkland branded oat milk in this movie. Recognizable.
I didn't notice that.
They blocked out the
hilarious.
Kirkland logo, but I'd recognize it anywhere. I'd recognize comes in a box of 6.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an oat milk girl, but that's not my preferred brand. The only reason I like it is it, as mentioned, comes in a box of 6 and they are shelf stable. So you can stock up and not need refrigerator space.
Got it. Well, again, missed opportunity.
My first impression is, who needs touchdowns when Nikki's wardrobe is a 10 out of 10?
I have some thoughts.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
It didn't actually make my official notes, but since you brought it up, I agree with you. I thought all her outfits were great. There was one shoe that I thought was like a misstep, no pun intended there. I just was like, what? I don't like that shoe. And I've seen it like several times throughout the movie. It was like a cream colored, like, I don't know. I didn't like it. That's all.
Okay. I have more to say about her wardrobe in a minute, but let's talk about what we liked.
For me, look, I like the premise. I like when Hallmark takes an opposites attract familiar setup. We all know how it's going to end up, but it gave us in a fresh environment. I liked the small town college setting.
Loved it.
I thought it was believable. It worked for me. Maybe it's the season
of life we're in.
Yeah, well, because like you have a college student, I have like a soon-to-be college student. College football is on my TV every weekend. Like it's just, it conjured up in like the best feelings in the very best way, I thought.
I always love a college set story. Give me a college or a boarding school and I am in, like sold. And I think the vibes were vibing, like strong college vibes, the campus setting. I was trying to figure out where they filmed it. I couldn't really figure that out.
Oh, I saw something on Reddit. I think they showed it is like a real school in the Utah area. I will look for it and I will add it to our show notes if anybody is interested. There's not enough like Hallmark movies with college settings, are there?
No, they could use more. I would watch them all.
I think so too. There's that one movie we reviewed years ago and it had Cameron Matheson in it and it had like the single mom who moved her daughter into college and he was like, I don't know, a professor or something.
Kelly Wagner?
No, I don't think that's her last. Kelly Rutherford.
Oh, why do I think her name's Wagner? Yeah. We reviewed that movie with Eric from Hallmark Mysteries and More.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember the name of the movie right now, but...
Neither can I, but yes, that was a good one.
That's the only movie I can remember outside of Mystery 101 that's at a college setting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love the college setting of Mystery 101 too. Give us more college movies. Give us a whole college series.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
How great would it be if you did Well, didn't they have that college one with the trivia last year where she had to stick around, but that really wasn't college set. But yeah, give us like stuck on campus during, which is what that story was, but like lean into the college piece of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
What else did you like?
I really enjoyed Nikki DeLoach and Warren Christie together. I thought they were a perfect match. We talked about this last week too, because we had an Andrew Walker movie last week, right? Did we? Yes, the birding movie.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, it's so great to see Andrew working with somebody who's not Nikki DeLoach. Again, this week, it's so great to see Nikki DeLoach working with somebody who's not Andrew Walker. Like it just, like I like them together, of course, as Tom and Goldie, but I like them apart as well. Like I really liked her with Warren Christie.
I think she and Warren Christie have a great chemistry. I think they have such like a natural, they feel such a great match to me.
I thought so too. They had great chemistry. Now, let me ask you this. I was putting my notes together this morning and I was like, was there ever any mention for either of these two mature adults that there was like, they were divorced or they were anything?
I don't think so.
Chronically single, nothing like that, right?
Well, she was divorced because she had been, I'm pretty sure she was divorced. She had been with that guy. I thought she said they got married at the end of college and their deal was like,
That's right. That's right.
I'll support you through grad school and you'll support me. And then he bounced.
That's right. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm single and sad. There was nothing, none of that, right? I appreciated that. I liked it. I don't think it needs to be part of every narrative, especially when we have our leads are kind of, let's say, mature, right?
I kind of like the chaos in the house. Like a little bit, I was like, when there's uniforms falling out of the pantry, maybe we went like a little bit too far. But, it's like frat house, but make it Hallmark. Chaos were kind of fun, over the top. But I thought also Nikki's golf cart joyride was a particular highlight. I mean, her just running over people left and right. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, so I was worried. I was like, this is going to go too hijinksy for me.
Yeah, but they reined it in.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It got reined in. There was that really funny scene where like the pantry is stocked with protein powder.
Yes,
and I was like,
great.
this is very relatable. That was so funny. I don't know who ever thought about that, but that was really, really clever. I loved that. I agree with you that Nikki's kind of like spinning out stuff I found enjoyable, but I am going to talk about it in my wishes as well. We'll get there. I want to talk about Nikki for a second.
Yeah.
In particular, I think she deserves a lot of credit here for delivering some of the dialogue. I thought the dialogue was really good in this movie. Now, I have seen on Reddit, some people were not very kind about the dialogue, like that it was very dry. I thought it was fine and enjoyable, and there were several times I thought Nikki like really like gave like certain inflection, or she emoted with her face, like that really worked with the dialogue. There's one scene, it's the total throwaway scene at the very top of the movie when she's like sees a security guy and she's like, oh, thanks for taking care of that frat party last night. And he's like, oh, they were playing Gaga, and I was like, that's so cute. This like total throwaway moment, but it worked for me. It felt very kind of pop culture-y and relevant, which I love when our Hallmark movies have a sprinkle of that in it too. It worked for me. This movie worked for me.
It worked for me too. And one thing, I was paying attention. There's a moment where she and Warren Christie's character are bantering back and forth. And I think it's a combination of good acting and good editing, because sometimes those edits where the cuts between camera shots are going back and forth between dual perspectives, sometimes those are shot in two takes, right? Like you'll get a shot like looking over Nikki's shoulder while Warren is speaking, and then you'll get another shot. And so sometimes I used to think it was like an issue with delivery of dialogue, but I actually think it's an editing issue where the edits aren't made tight enough to make that conversation pace feel natural. And it was well done here, where the edits were as quick as the quipping back and forth. I really appreciated that. You know, you and I love a rapid fire conversation, and I like it when the dialogue keeps up.
Did that scene happen to be when they went out for breakfast and he used his meal points to pay for breakfast?
No, but that was very funny.
Yes. Oh my God. The way I laughed, and she just was like, oh, like super, like kind of annoyed by it.
Yes.
That's where he took her. It was executed so nicely, I thought.
I thought it was great too.
I loved the found family element that they put into this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like she just cares for these kids, which I'm not surprised. She's a college president. I'm sure any person in like a college administration or a professor or whatever, you see these kids as like your own, right? I would hope that's the case.
Yeah, you think they at least care about them and their well-being. Yeah, it was nice to see her be maternal towards them.
Right. And I like that she had this kind of arc of like, these kids are destroying my house, to like, I love them and we're going to get together every Sunday night or whatever.
Yeah, and fly in that kid's family because he's homesick.
Yes, I loved it. Loved it. Loved it. The last thing I enjoyed, and we talked about their Warren, Christie, and Nikki DeLoach's chemistry. They have this kiss, and I was like, whoa, Warren delivers.
During the pop-up concert?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was
during
good.
the pop-up concert. Yes, which, wow, what are we doing here? There's nobody else here. Like, come on, people.
Yeah.
Come on, people. But yeah. That kiss was steamy, I thought. All the like face touching, it was perfection.
I want to circle back to my wardrobe comment before we move on to wishes, because listener Mackie, who also happens to be Facebook group moderator Mackie, sent us an email about the costume designer on this movie, whose name is Audrey Nelson. She happens to be the sister of director McLean Nelson. This is her first credit as a lead costume designer. Mackie's comment was, Nikki looks so stylish in the previews for this movie. I think Audrey has great potential to follow in the footsteps of other celebrated costume designers like Keith Nielsen.
Oh, nice.
I thought Nikki looked great. I loved her blazers. I loved her coats. I'm glad this was filmed in March in Utah when it is cold and she wasn't sweating it out in August.
I agree. I just didn't like those.
I didn't clock the shoes. I did not clock the shoes. Let's talk wishes.
Okay, I have a few, and I mentioned it earlier. I thought Cassidy's personality early on in this movie leaned too far into this rigid, hyper-controlling woman who just needs to loosen up a little bit trope. This is a stereotype I don't like or appreciate. Mm-hmm. And I think Hallmark leans into it a lot.
Yeah, my comment was that this college president needs to learn a little resiliency, because that is your life, is putting out fires. And I felt like she couldn't handle even the slightest bit of inconvenience. Now, having obviously football players move into your house is the other end of that. But I just felt like there was no give at first, and I needed her to, we're teaching our kids to be resilient. She needed to learn the same thing.
Interesting. That's interesting. I agree with you there. I just, give me something more to understand why her character was this type A control
because
freak.
She's learned that she can't count on anybody else.
Oh, you're right. There it is. Okay. Well, that makes sense, but I still didn't like it. I just don't like when, she looks like the bad guy.
Yeah, for sure. I don't disagree. I didn't love a lot of the contention that we saw between her and Coach Logan. Like, I felt like in the beginning he was like, just relax, go with the flow, that vibe, which like nothing ratchets up my blood pressure faster than someone telling me to like relax or calm down or just be cool, go with the flow. Like, you can't just go with the flow. Like, somebody has to make the flow. And so I didn't love that she was the one who had to be like, okay, you need to listen to me here. Like, this isn't going to work the way you think it's going to work.
Right. And I think she came up with a very reasonable option that they would be like housed off campus or whatever. Look, I want to talk about my my obsession with TikTok, I see lots and lots of videos of like college kids like getting, broken pipes or whatever and being flooded out of their dorm rooms, and then the school has to make other accommodations for them. Like, it happens, right?
My college had a housing shortage one year, and there were freshmen living in the hotel across the street. Like, they literally turned the hotel into dorms. This is not all that unusual.
Yeah, I don't think it's well. Okay, let me get to my next point then, which really bothered me, is the space that they used, that unused space that they were going to transform into like the formal for.
Oh yeah, put some beds in there.
Exactly. I was like, why didn't we use this space?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they didn't have like showers, but these are also student athletes who probably have access to gyms with
For sure. A locker room.
locker rooms. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But there was your solution, but no.
Had to move them into the president's house.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering, like, does time exist in this movie? Because there's all these deadlines, right? It's football season. They're also trying to pitch this donor and also have this formal dance, but like their days are so long. I'm like, how many hours are in a day?
Yeah, the timing was weird to me. And then like she'd be in the office, and then she'd be at her home office, and then she would be, she had to walk to school all the time. Yes, very
all
unclear.
In the same clothes.
All in the same clothes. And then in the beginning, they're like, well, they're only living here for 3 days, which to me, I was like, 3 days or 5 days or whatever. Like, they can go stay in a hotel for 5 days. It's not the entire season. Like, we're being ridiculous here.
Mm-hmm. 2 other wishes that I had was I didn't love the conflict that happened. Cassidy's mad that Logan doesn't make it back in time for the donor pitch, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought that she was overreacting a little bit because life happens. He wasn't being careless or disrespectful. He went to like his dad's like thing, got caught up with like something, didn't pick up the model in time, did not get back to the school in time. And I felt like, oh, this would have been like a good moment to realize, okay, these are 2 like professionals who are both have crazy demands on them. But it was all this manufactured, like, you have to get back in time and do this pitch or it's all going to fall apart. And he doesn't. And she's pissed. And I'm like, what? This is easily talked through.
Yeah. So my feeling about that is I kind of liked the idea of, she makes that final speech in the end about not being a lone wolf, but being part of a wolf pack. And I like that she brought it full circle, because she had originally talked about, like, I learned when my husband left, like, I can't count on anybody but myself. I thought it fell apart in the exact moment that you did, when he doesn't make it back in time. And that one little slight is her realizing, like, I can't count on anybody. Instead of her, like, backtracking to be like, it was such a slim margin of error that we were going to be able to make this happen anyway. Like, dude built a model in 48 hours, and this guy's maybe going to make it back in time to make it to the presentation. Like, there was no build in for like only in the best case scenario does this work out. She just went straight to like, you have failed me. I cannot count on anybody ever again.
Here's another problem I have, just a small one. It is such a bad idea for the president of the school to be romantically involved with the football coach.
Especially with all like the budgetary issues.
Yes, exactly. This is a PR nightmare.
Yes.
Like, no, this is bad. This is a bad idea.
I don't disagree with you at all.
The last wish I had is I don't understand. Explain to me like I'm a child. How do they save the arts program by building a football stadium?
Oh my gosh. It makes no sense to me. They're like, we can offer naming rights. You already named it after the Farnsworth dude. Like, we're calling it Farnsworth Field. Okay, well, now you can't call it State Farm Stadium. Like, what are we going to do here?
Exactly.
Why? How does this new stadium make money for the arts program? I don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. But I also hated that let's go down this road again, that the arts are, underfunded. What movie was it? It was those the 4 movies. They had the same thing. The arts were being cut from their school. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The table movies? Hearts Around the Table?
Hearts Around the Table movies. Yeah, exactly. Like, a part of me like gets it. I'm like, okay, it does need to be talked about, but also like I don't know. I can't get like that excited over it. Like I'm not getting that worked up over it. And they have this like whole scene where they have this sort of like pop up on campus, an arts pop up. They have like two dancers.
Oh my gosh. Embarrassing.
And she's like, welcome everybody. I was like, there's nobody there. What's happening? What is this thing that they have going on?
Yeah, there's like 8 people standing around.
So silly. So silly. So silly. But that's all I have for wishes.
Let's talk. Did you see that?
I have a few.
God, I have so many things to say. Let's hear it.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited to hear yours. One is there is a September calendar in the kitchen, hanging in Cassidy's kitchen. And I hate it when like Hallmark timestamps their movies like that. First of all, this is October. Like I know when they made this movie, they didn't know exactly when it was going to come out. It just needs to be fall. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need a September calendar to tell me it's fall.
Sure.
I know it's fall because college football is happening.
Yes.
Anyway, that's one of mine. Tell me one of yours.
Oh my God, I have so many. I have a couple Did You Hear That's?
Oh.
First up, open up Rip Van Wilder when she's banging on the door. Rip Van Wilder's a great line, laughed out loud.
Huh. I did not catch it.
So funny. Like, do you understand the joke?
I don't.
Rip Van Winkle is like Sleeps Forever, and then Van Wilder is that movie with Ryan Reynolds where he's like the college bozo. I loved it. A movie my husband loves, which is why I have seen it.
Wait, with Ryan Reynolds? You mean wait, the guy that was in, he just recently passed. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer in Van Wilder?
He was in a movie similar to that, which feels like a movie your husband would watch. Hold on. Real Genius?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Why am I thinking like Van Wilder? Okay, whatever. All right. Never mind.
Yeah, Van Wilder is Ryan Reynolds and Tara Reid. He's like the 8th year senior. Anyway, it was a funny line, quick throwaway. Also, one of the football players, as he's like excusing himself, he's like, I'm going to go pop and lock it with the guys.
Yeah, I heard that.
And another, did you hear that? There's a discussion of the college transfer portal, which I wondered if you clocked because I only know about because of you and then our friend who is a college basketball coach.
I didn't, but don't get me started on it.
I know. The coach is like, now kids can transfer schools at any point, and that messes up my program. So I thought it was a timely mention. What other did you see that you have?
Just some inconsistencies during the breakfast scene that I talked about earlier where he takes her out to the student cafe or whatever. I couldn't stop noticing Nikki has her fork in one hand and then it's gone and then it's there again and then it's gone. It's not like, I mean, these are like rapid fire back and forth.
Yeah.
She's holding it. She's not. She's holding it. She's not. That's just one of those things that drives me crazy. Not everybody catches it. And the other is towards the end when they're making smoothies in the kitchen and they blend up the smoothie and then the next scene, it's not blended.
Yes. I did notice that.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Good.
You can still see like the fruit sticking up out of the top. Yep.
Yes.
So on the way out of the locker room, there's a sign that says trust, and it is very much written in the style of the Ted Lasso Believe sign with straight up blue tape around it on the wall.
Funny.
When they make the apology meal, they're like, everybody made a meal from their hometown, except one of the dude's contribution to the apology meal is simply to say, Antonio made flan, which, okay. There are no other cars on the road, but the Capabetas park in her driveway every single day, while not a single car is parked on the street.
Uh-huh.
And finally, when they go grocery shopping in that tiny store, it makes no sense. First of all, the store is about the size of my living room. They talk about how the dudes eat a lot, but he buys like 4 single apples and places them loosely in the cart. I mean, it's like they staged a grocery store. There is no way. That's either like, maybe it's like a college mini mart. I could see it being that, where they have like, you know, little things that you can grab and go. But it was not a full grocery store.
I didn't even really clock that.
I mean, you'd have to. You probably don't even need to, but he's like, they eat so much. And then he's like, apple. I'm like, There's 5 of them and you bought 3 apples and you put them loosely in the cart. And there's 8 things on the shelves in this store.
What I also thought was funny too is like these same 5 guys like kept showing up. I was like, this is not your whole football team. Like, where's the other 45 guys that play on your team and the other coaches you coach with?
Yes, football practice was very small. Also, when they were like, we got to we got to have a chore chart. I'm like, they're here for 5 days. How often? Like, you don't need to meal plan and grocery shop. These dudes are athletes. Go eat on campus. They have a meal plan. What are we doing?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm like, why are they eating in her home?
Yeah. What did you rate Home Turf?
Well, it might surprise you, but I actually really liked it, and I gave it 4 stars.
I gave it 4 stars too. I thought it was fun.
I feel like my list of wishes is pretty long. Like there are like a lot of things that I found wrong with it, but I enjoyed the vibe of it the most.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
yeah, it was great. I didn't think it felt very like fall, unless you're like football is synonymous with fall, but I did enjoy the movie.
yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. If you love this podcast, we love your 5-star ratings and reviews. Leave them right there in the Apple Podcast app. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.